Time now for the manager interview presented by Sage, and we are thrilled to be joined by the Brewers manager, Pat Murphy. Thank you very much for joining us. Happy opening day to you, sir.
It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Your team, your franchise has been in the postseason 6 of the last 7 years. You've won the division title back-to-back years. There have been numerous good players come in and out. Managers have changed, but yet the success has largely been the same. Why is that?
I think there's just a good atmosphere around the organization right now. I think from the top, the way Matt Arnold has put together the ball clubs year in and year out in terms of depth and things like that. I think we're really, authentic. We know who we are, a small market, and they go get a lot of guys that have a chance and need an opportunity, and things have worked out.
You big on opening day? You put a lot of stock in it, just like the pomp and circumstance, or is it just?
I don't love that part of it, to be honest. I want
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think it's for the fans, and I think that's important. But as far as we're concerned, it's one of 162, and it's very, very important. But game 2 is just as important. So, yeah, I'm not into that too much.
How do you like the city? You guys opened up last year. You opened up last year with the Mets, now with the Yanks.
I love the city. I don't love the commute from where we stay to the ballpark, but yeah, I learned to deal with it.
We had the chance to talk with Freddy Peralta, your opening day starter here yesterday. First of all, infectious personality, but what does he bring to your ball club and your rotation?
Well, that's it. Like he's real, he's authentic, and he goes after it. And hopefully today you'll see that. When Freddy's just lets it go, doesn't try to think too much, and just goes after him. Kind of like a closer mentality as a starter. When he does that, he's really effective.
I'm bullish. I walked out of your camp after doing 30-15 with a new love affair for William Contreras. Yeah. He's got that mean look in his eye.
Yeah, he's nasty.
He wants it.
A nasty person. Yeah.
And then I also read an article where it talked about, hey, maybe you try and get him off his feet a little bit and incorporate him into the D.
Is that criticizing me for how much I played him?
I didn't want. We weren't going to go there.
No, you were criticizing me. I'm going to do it again.
It's tough to take those guys out of the lineup.
It is tough. We're trying to win. If you're trying to win every night, and you look, he walks in the clubhouse and says, "I'm playing tonight." You know what I mean? You love that. He's real. He wants to play every night. So.
And you create that environment for your players. I could tell being around you that you surround yourself.
Where's Lauren? How come Lauren is not here today?
I mean, we've gotten that
she
question a lot.
Asking these type of questions.
Pat, she doesn't know where her bread's buttered. This is the #1 morning show on TV, and she's out in some hotel in San Francisco.
Part of why I agreed to
it. We get that a lot. We get that a lot. Hey, I started talking about the change that is seemingly constant with this franchise. That's just part of it. Willy Adames, a big player for you in the past couple of seasons. Now he's playing out west. Your decision on how you landed on his replacement, how do you feel about where you're at in the shortstop position?
Well, we're always going to have holes to fill every year. We lost the legendary Bob Uecker. That's going to be a hole.
Yeah.
You think about our locker room and our clubhouse and what he brought day in and day out, that's a hole. Losing Willy Adames, it's huge. You can't replace him. Ortiz is a kid, Joey Ortiz, who we got from Baltimore, who's an infielder and can really play the game, can defend. Ball gets near his glove, he's comfortable. Ball stays in his glove, he makes the plays. We're really comfortable with that, but we'll never replace Willy. Willy was clutch. Willy wanted the big moments. Yeah. Special guy.
Jackson Churio take his place?
In a lot of ways.
Right?
In a lot of ways.
He's 21. That is unbelievable.
That doesn't seem possible. You know what I mean? That we're producing people that at that age can be that cool and poised in big situations.
And the fact that he struggled last year, but was confident enough and talented enough to come out of it and then thrive. What does that say about him?
It says a lot about him, how he was raised, the type of character he has. It's important in this game. Who you are is sometimes just as important as what you are. And Jackson's he's the right who. You know what I mean?
I feel like the more I'm around the Brewers, the more I feel like you guys are kind of pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. Like this whole hey, don't pay attention to us. Meanwhile, Christian Yelich is a star. Churio's got a chance to be a star. Contreras looks like you got some dogs on this roster.
We do. We've got some young players. You got a guy like Terang. You got a guy like Sal Frelick. Watch out for Ortiz. Watch out for Mitchell. Oliver Dunn. We got a kid in AAA right now, Caleb Durbin. Careful. You know what I mean? Like, these guys play hard, and that's a secret for a small market team. If you play hard every night, you keep yourself in it possible.
You had the meeting before the first day of spring training. Do you have a meeting before opening day, or you just let them do it?
No, they hear my voice way too much anyways, and then you guys have me on the show, even though Lauren's not here. Still hurts a little, but I've been snubbed before.
Yeah. Well, it hurts us too, Skip, So, hey, real quick, give us 2 quick thoughts on 2 guys that are both working their way back from injury. Christian Yelich, obviously, is closer and ready to play. Brandon Woodruff. Can you give us a little status on both of those guys?
Yeah, 2 great Brewers for sure. Yelich's fine. He's diligent about his rehab. He's diligent about his career. His personality is such that he's so under control and poised all the time, but this guy works at it, and he's a great leader in that clubhouse in his own way. He'll have another really good season, and Woody's on his way back. He's been diligent about his rehab, and he is going after it and ahead of schedule for sure. But those shoulder injuries, as you guys have experienced in baseball, it's tough to get back. And he was a top dog with an angry fastball, and he's learning to pitch other ways right now. But he's still the right guy. He's the right who also.
Yeah. You get a W today. Do we take some staff out for a nice dinner in the city, or are you hotel room service?
Take a staff out for them a whole bunch of times during the year.
Yeah, I got it. Anybody?
Yes.
Are you dinner in the city, or are you hotel room service?
That's you. You're dinner in the city.
I am.
Yeah, see, I know that. You like that kind of stuff. Me, I just go back and make notes about tomorrow. I'm boring.
Really?
Yeah, I'm boring.
I'm probably going to have Chipotle tonight, so you and me both, Skip. So
get some Cabernet. If bone in, you get a nice W.
You see that? I don't get that. I don't get that.
Pat, thank you very much for joining us. Good luck to you and the Brewers this afternoon and the rest of 2025, and hopefully we can catch up with you real soon. Yeah. Let's bring in one of our heavy hitters. He's one of our insiders, Joel Sherman. You can also read his work in the New York Post. Joel, the 2025, and obviously there's so much change with this Yankees team, but yet the expectations remain the same. What, in your estimation, are they losing with Juan Soto, but what did they gain in his absence?
So yeah, there's never been a more obvious New York storyline for the two teams. One team got Juan Soto, one team lost Juan Soto. And I wonder if you guys had this feeling at all. I really always thought this way. When the Yankees, in the time of the great rivalry, like the early 2000s with the Red Sox, it always felt like Ortiz was up and Ramirez was on deck, or they were like two crocodiles on the shore ready to jump back in the water. You knew where they were at all times. The Yankees had that last year. Yeah. Like either Soto was up and Judge was on deck, or you were like, we better get these three guys out because they cover a lot of sins. I think the Mets now get that from the top of their order with Lindor, Soto. Right? Yeah. Judge is a little, unless some of these other players, does Bellinger get close to an MVP level? Bellinger, does Goldschmidt, does Wells graduate? Judge is more on his own, again, as the great player in the lineup. And I'll throw in one other little thing, and I think it's a huge issue this year for the Yankees. Soto, though left-handed, hit lefties great.
Yes.
So did Gleyber Torres. Those were 2 and 3 for hitting lefties best in their order. Judge was the best in the sport at hitting lefties. They're gone. Goldschmidt's good at it. Bellinger's good at it. But the Yankees are now very left-handed, which is generally good in this ballpark. We are so close to the short right field porch. It's usually a great thing. But I think as many left-handers as every team has on their staff, the Yankees will see in every series, because I think they're short from the right side, especially without Stanton, unless Stanton comes back well.
And we talk about the injuries. We understand that. The starting pitchers have been dinged up for the Yankees. But let's talk about some of the positives. The back end of their bullpen looks absolutely nasty. All right, Devin Williams, Fernando Cruz, Luke Weaver, another year of him. Cody Bellinger had a nice spring. So there's a lot to like coming out of spring. And what'd you say to me in the break? Who do you think's going to rake here?
I think this ballpark is made for Bellinger. I think he's at the right. Like if I were, one of the questions I've been getting asked is like, if you had to pick one move in New York that you like that isn't Soto, I like Bellinger. I just feel like he's so comfortable. If it's like, oh, you want me to play center today? You want me to play left? You want me to play right? You want me to play first? I think we learned last year Wrigley Field defeated lefty power a little bit. Nothing defeats lefty power in this ballpark. If you hit it, it goes. Yeah. I think the Yankees needed athleticism and base running. I think he brings both of those. I just feel like this team, this ballpark, and this time in his career is made for him.
Yeah, and he's wearing the same number that his dad Clay wore.